Good morning, children. Good morning, moms and dads. Good morning, stay-at-home dads, stay-at-home moms, and grandparents. Last week, I just posted the statue of Harriet Tubman. I posted the statue of Harriet Tubman and I said I would do a video about her. It's going to take me a very long time to be able to tell you everything about Harriet Tubman. But a long time ago, many Africans were enslaved. The way it started was, first of all, a man called, is it John Hawkins? He went to Africa and saw that the Portuguese had started kidnapping Africans and taking them to what they call them the New World. And so he started doing the same thing. And before long, the government agreed that they should take as many Africans to the New World, which was the Caribbeans and America, to work for nothing. And for nearly 400 years, these Africans who were enslaved, they were not slaves, they were enslaved to work for America and for Great Britain and for Spain and for Portugal and for the Dutch. Okay, so the European countries thought that the only thing the Africans were good for was to work for nothing. And they worked. If they were just made to work, that would have been sort of, I wouldn't say okay, but the cruelty that was accompanying the enslavement was just so unbelievable. You will not do that to a dog. And so many of the Africans really suffered. Some of them were killed. Some of them were thrown overboard to drown in the sea. And because this whole enslavement thing is so shameful that it has been taken out of mainstream history books. So if you never knew about it, that's okay. Because those people who involve themselves in such a despicable treatment of other human beings, I think felt ashamed about it. I like to think that they felt ashamed about it and therefore removed the whole history from the mainstream history books. And that is why we celebrate Black History Month. Black History Month enables us to recover those histories that have been hidden and teach them to our children, our grandchildren, and to everybody who cares to listen. And so when I posted the statue of Harriet Tubman last week, I wanted to talk about her. There's so many of them I could talk about, but I choose to talk about Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman's maybe great-grandparents were enslaved and taken to America. And the most horrible thing about it was, those who were enslaved, all their children and their grandchildren became enslaved as well. And so they had no right to do anything. Even in those days, it was wrong. It was an offense to educate a black person. If you were caught teaching a black person to read or write, you were imprisoned. That was the law in those days. So we need to know what the history was like. And Harriet Tubman, she was only 12 years old when a fellow enslaved man tried to run away. And when he was caught, he was brought back and Harriet, all the children, all the little ones, 12 years old, were told to help and whip this man with cane or whips. And Harriet would have seen this done to so many of her people that she decided no, she wasn't going to take part in it. I like Harriet Tubman because she had a mind of her own. As a child, she watched and saw the horrible things that were being done to the enslaved people, and she decided that she wasn't going to take part of it. Okay, at one time when she became old enough, about 20 years old, she decided to run away. Because if life is so difficult, it is hard to continue to endure it. So Harriet Tubman decided to run away, and after she ran away, she came back to help other people run away. And so you saw the statue with her holding a lantern, and she called herself the Underground Railway Conductor. And she would take the lantern, and they only walked in the night. During the day, they hid themselves in the forests because if they were caught, they would be killed. And so that statue is that of Harriet Tubman, which today's people want to honor so that that history will remain with us. I have got a lot of people that I would like to talk about in this Black History Month. So thank you for joining me, and join me again before the month is over to tell you about another person. Thank you.